welcome to Jesse Dark Gaming. Today I'll be reviewing Batman Arkham Knight. Yes, Batman is back, and we finally get to see the conclusion to the Rocksteady series started all the way back in 2009 with Arkham Asylum. Now, let me just start by saying this is not the conclusion I was hoping for. The game does have some great moments, a really good dark story, along with some fantastic gameplay. However, a few design choices caused the game to stumble and miss the mark, I feel. But nevertheless, this is still a lot of fun to play. It has been a year in Gotham since the death of the Joker, and things appear to be far more peaceful. However, the Scarecrow dispels this peace by threatening to release a new strand of fear toxin throughout Gotham. This leads to an evacuation of the city, leaving the criminal bosses free to roam. With so few police officers, Batman must take to the streets to even the odds. To add more chaos to the mix, we soon learn that the Scarecrow has enlisted the help of the mysterious Arkham Knight and his private military force. The game leads you through many twists and turns, all on a journey to stop the Scarecrow and uncover the identity of the Arkham Knight. The story was darker than usual, showing Batman at his limits facing the ultimate challenge. Though I really did enjoy the story for the most part, some of the twists and turns were either predictable or fell flat. Particularly, I felt the Scarecrow was underutilized, and the identity of the Arkham Knight was a little bit of a letdown. The music is dark and foreboding, while you fly through the city skies. It all works very well, changing speeds depending on the situation. The music is very much in the vein of previous titles and most recent movies, which is a good thing. This is complemented by fantastic sound design. Punches crunch bones. The Batmobile roars down the streets, screeching. Debris cracks and smashes. All awesome. Graphically, the game looks great. Gotham City looks gorgeous, with the distinct three islands of the city brimming with character. The environment aids the story, with a beautiful city engulfed by a dark, rainy night. This not only looks incredible, but acts as a perfect backdrop to Batman's current predicament. Character models look great, all looking much sharper and more detailed than previous entries. Right away, the biggest addition to the game is that of the Batmobile. Yes, you will finally get complete control of Batman's personal car that can also turn into a tank at the touch of a button. You'll use it to move between objectives, engage in car chases, battle military drones, and to solve puzzles. I found it to be a very cool addition at points. Fighting drones is simple and fun, with smooth and effective controls and weapons. Some of these puzzles are also fun to approach, as you'll use the Batmobile as an extension of Batman. Through the use of the power winch, cannons, and your proxy remote control, you'll solve many puzzles in tandem. That being said, I felt that there were sections of the game that relied far too much on the Batmobile. You come to a Batman game to fight criminals, strike from the shadows, and solve crimes. Instead, Batmobile situations rear their head far too often, and many times overstay their welcome. It doesn't help that most boss battles and many side quests also involve the Batmobile. By the end of the game, I felt I was playing Batman Project Gotham Racing in a world of tanks. That being said, it does have its moments and can be fun, but I would have preferred these sections to at least been halved. It's a real shame, as the Batman gameplay is excellent. Veterans of the series will feel at home, as freeform combat is as smooth and satisfying as ever. Batman can strike, counter, and use various other gadgets with the touch of a button. New enemy types, including the medic, who can revive downed enemies and electrify current ones, keep things fresh, adding a whole new level of strategy to encounters. Other new features include the ability to perform takedowns mid-combat with environment pieces, as well as the ability to now pick up and use melee weapons in combat. During development, Rocksteady announced the concept of dual play, playing as Batman and a sidekick at the same time. Swapping between characters in these situations is relatively seamless. You'll also be able to perform some great looking dual takedowns. Though these moments don't pop up far too often or offer much of a challenge, they were a lot of fun nonetheless. Predator mode returns with some nice new features, the coolest feature being the Fear Takedown, which lets Batman dispatch 3 or more enemies in an amazing slow-motion dance of brutality. New devices, including a voice modifier, allows you to trick enemies and direct them to different locations so that you can pick them off one at a time. The addition of flying drones will force you to change how you approach situations with their increased detection radius. These features, among others, help this mode from feeling stale. Detective mode also returns. A cool new addition is the ability to loop through security footage to find evidence in a crime scene. With data in hand, you'll be able to recreate, rewind, and investigate every nook and cranny to solve the crime. I've always enjoyed these sections as it earns Batman's title as the world's greatest detective. However, I felt there were a lack of these sections and wanted more investigation. It is this lack of balance that weakens the game overall. The great sections of combat, Predator, and detective work feel often hijacked by the Batmobile. This could have been assisted with a good amount of challenge maps, as we've had in past titles. Unfortunately, upon release, there were only a handful available, and none are far too impressive. There is a plethora of side missions, most of them involving other members of the Rogues Gallery that make up Batman's greatest adversaries, including Two-Face, the Penguin, the Riddler, and more. Unfortunately, this is another weak point of the game. The side missions, while varied, often involve multiple stages to complete, each having you do the exact same task, whether you're stopping Two-Face's thugs from robbing a bank 5 times, or tracking Penguin's arms cartel vehicles 5 times, or tackling Man-Bat. You get the idea. Though some missions do spice up the formula a tad, many times the tasks become more than a little monotonous. It isn't helped also that the game's true ending is hidden behind the requirement to finish every single side mission. It feels like a ripoff that I need to wade through hours of missions I don't want to play to see the true ending to a series I've invested so many hours into. But hey, there's always YouTube. In all honesty, I am a little disappointed with the Arkham series conclusion. The story shines in many moments, but has an almost equal amount of missteps. The Batman gameplay is so smooth and so fun, it feels almost perfected in this title. Yet the Bat Tank feels like this ball and chain which keeps dragging the great Batman gameplay down. It's unfortunate because I feel they could have tested the water with the Batmobile in previous titles such as Origins in order to balance it properly. The Batmobile can be fun, but I feel in moderation it would have been a lot more fun. This game has all the makings of a truly epic conclusion, but squanders the chance to go out with a bang. Thus, I'm giving Batman Arkham Knight a 7 out of 10. This is a good game, and it has all the makings of a truly excellent game if it just had some minor tweaks. But nevertheless, this is not a good enough game to conclude such an incredible series, and thus, I am disappointed. I'm hoping we'll get to play as Batman again, and I'm hoping whichever producer takes it on allows Batman to do what Batman does best. Batman things. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, leave me a comment below, and I'll see you on the next Jesse Dark Gaming.